What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 29, and we start today's episode off with some player training and also the details of Lys Mousset's injury, where as you can see our French striker has done his ACL and is going to be out for 7 months. This is our third ACL injury in 1.5 seasons. First it was McBurney in January of last season, and of course Lundstrom on the penultimate game of last season, and now Mousset is out for 7 months and we won't see him again until next season. So he's not had a great campaign for us. I'll be the first to admit it. Only the 1 goal scored so far this season, but it is worth pointing out that most of his games do come from the bench. He's played 16 matches, but most of the games have come from off the subs bench. But either way, I like Mousset. He's an impact player. He's got some pace to bring off the bench and run at tired legs, but now he's down, out for the rest of the season, and with him out of contract at the end of next season, I might possibly consider cashing in on him in next summer, or perhaps being a little bit cheeky and swapping him to another club in this upcoming January transfer window. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, Mousset's done for the season, and Ivan Toney, of course, coming back from that broken metatarsal. He's not ready to play just yet, but he'll have to go on the bench, and hopefully he'll recover and be fit enough to play some games in the upcoming matches. But still, first game of today's episode was against Jurgen Klopp's Reds here, taking on Liverpool at Bramble Lane on the back of 3 straight clean sheets and 3 games without a defeat. How do we start off against the league leaders? Absolutely terribly. 10 minutes in, the Reds go in front from a failed corner, which I failed to deal with, I should say. When a corner fails to beat the first man in the near post, normally it's a sign of a bad corner. In this case, it worked out perfectly for Liverpool. Norwood heads it away, but straight to Grujic, and through a crowd of bodies, he volleys it in and makes it 1-0 to Liverpool. And in the first half an hour, it was all Liverpool. It should have gone 2 goals up here in the 24th minute. Mohamed Salah striking this one against the post. We are still trailing by 1, but all throughout the first half, they were controlling the battle of possession quite nicely. We didn't do too badly in that regard, but in terms of chances and in terms of attacks, it was all Liverpool, and this goal here was just absolutely glorious, man. Salah and Grujic play a lovely little 1-2. The Egyptian fires home, and the Reds double their lead. So 2-0 at the break. The stats were quite deceptive as well. It might have seemed as though we weren't totally out of it, but really, even from the first whistle, we were completely up against it. Liverpool were on fire. Robertson here going very close, making it 3-0 just 6 minutes after the restart. We didn't get a single sniff of their goal in the entire game. We were sort of penned in our own half, just could not create any chances at all, and they kept on coming forward, looking for more and more attacks. Couldn't get the ball from here. James Milner takes around Norwood, finds Oxlade-Chamberlain. His shot is blocked, and unfortunately, we just don't get the luck sometimes, do we? Shot ricochets right to Bobby Firmino, and Roberto makes it 3-0 and takes, was that a bow? I'm not sure it was, but anyway, it's 3-0, and Liverpool extend their lead even further. And, you know, there's 3 certainties in life, basically. Death, taxes, and Sheffield United conceding rebound goals. Another one there, Shaw makes the block, but straight to Firmino, 3-0, and the game's done. But to be honest, the game was done at half-time. We had no chances whatsoever in this game, and the fact we only lost by 3 was quite a surprise. So 3-0 final score. Our unbeaten run ends after 3 games, and they're right now, Liverpool are top of the table. They'll stay top of the table, I should say, heading into the new year, and I mean, thoroughly deserved, right? 12 shots, 6 on target, more possession as well. They were just absolutely fantastic in that game, and they're my tip to win the title in real life. Obviously, can't wait for the game against City this weekend. And oh crumbs, I forgot, it's Saturday morning. It's Saturday morning when you guys be watching this. It's Thursday afternoon for me. If you guys want to see another episode of Career Mode today, then get this video to 1,000 likes, and I'll put another episode up later tonight. I totally forgot. It's going to be Saturday morning when you guys are watching this one. So yeah, 1,000 likes, and I'll upload another episode of Career Mode later on today. We've had a quadruple upload weekend every weekend since I began this series. So let's keep it going. Let's keep the streak going. So another double upload day today, 1,000 likes, and I'll put the next episode up later today. I totally forgot it'll be Saturday morning when you guys are watching this. But anyway, you might have seen Jack Cork got an injury in that game. I didn't see where it occurred, but he broke his toe at some point during the game. He's going to be out for 2 months, so gutted about that, because Cork has been ever present since signing for us in the summer. And also I promoted a couple of players from our academy as well. Tyler Griffiths, who as you can see has potential to be special, second one out of the academy like Aiden White. Cameron CF list positions, high low work rates as well, very nice indeed. And Owen Price as well, who as you'll see is a right wing, right mid, exciting prospect with a 5-star weak foot as well, and some good acceleration right off the mark as well. And you might notice too that my youth players, I've edited all the players now. Some of you guys have been asking me if I can edit a player's appearance, because when they come out of the academy, they always have the default black and white generic EA boots that look really, really poor. But as you would have seen in some of our games this season, and as you'll see in the squad hub here, all the youth players have now got real boots, and quite a few of them got kit modifications as well, with some little bracelets and ankle tape and whatnot as well. well. But anyways, you run through the squad hub. This goes by pretty quickly, so if you do want to pause on one particular player, feel free to do so, and you can check out their full stats and also their overall changes for this second season. I must say I do miss the squad report. For those of you that are new to career mode, basically now we have this thing called a squad hub, which is what I'm going through here, but we used to have something called a squad report, and in that you could see a player's full attributes on the right hand side of the screen as you'd run through the players on the left hand side of the screen. I much preferred that because now it's a chore having to show all the attributes because it just takes too long to flick through the right stick, so instead I'm just showing you the stats there. But also look at the league table as well. Now entering January, 2021 is here, and as you can see, Liverpool are still top of the table, 19 wins in 21 games, 57 points on the board, 3 points clear of City in second. Spurs, last year's champions, are 9 points behind league leaders in third place, and Manchester United are the fourth team right now. West Ham, of course, the informed team this year, sitting in fifth place right now in the Europa League spot. Chelsea, the underperformers out of the big teams right now, sat in ninth place, just 11 wins in 21 games. But that's the bottom half of the table right now. As you can see, we're in 14th place with 21 points from 21 games, 10 defeats in 21, but still several points clear of the drop. In fact, 10 points clear of the drop, with Bournemouth in 18th place on 11 points, Stoke City in 19th with 9, and poor old Huddersfield Town, 20 defeats in 21 games. Rock bottom of the table with just the 3 points. I have to admit, it's looking like it could be a record low for points for Huddersfield Town this year. Of course, the record, I believe, is 12 with Derby County back in, how's my memory? 2007, 2008 is what I'm going to go with. I might be a year or two out, but either way, Derby County have the unwanted record of low points in the Premier League. It might even be 12, but I'm pretty sure it's 12. And Huddersfield Town right now are on course to only get, well, as things stand, about 6 points. So they'll be setting a new record unless they can pick it up at the Kirklees Stadium. But look for our fixtures in January, as you saw the top scorer charts there. And also look around leagues as well. We're now halfway through the season, so I'm going to do this every year now, halfway through the season, show you what's going on around the world so you can stay immersed in this save. In the Championship, who's doing what right now? As you can see, Aston Villa and Norwich looking for a return to the Premier League. In League One, Millwall in an automatic promotion place. You know, that made me smile when I was going through this table. And also you'll see League Two as well. You might be interested where Bury are in League Two. Of course, Bury have only got fake players in the game now due to the club folding in real life, sadly. And as you can see right now, they're above the relegation zone in League Two, in 22nd place, just above the drop to the conference. And I really wish EA would add the conference to the to FIFA career mode one day. That'd be amazing. But look at Ligue 1, where Paris Saint-Germain are absolutely dominating in France, as they pretty much always do. Look at Germany as well, where Bayern Munich are top of the table there, 17 wins in 18 games, so they're also on fire right now. And also Juventus have won all of their games and only conceded 7 and scored 47 in their start to the campaign. We saw this last year, you know, in the major European leagues, there's always like one team that's absolutely dominating and either ends undefeated or only loses like the one game. It's really weird. You see it in Spain as well. Real Madrid have won 17 out of 18 games, only dropped points once, and that was a draw. In the big European leagues, there seems to be one team that's just completely dominant and has barely dropped any points whatsoever in the entire season. It's quite strange. But also look at our transfer budget as well. Now January transfer window has opened. You'll see our shortlist in the next episode. It's not changed much, though I have added some players on pre-contracts. There's just £1 million in our budget, so if you're expecting us to sign some amazing players in January, think again. It's highly unlikely. We've got no money, so unless we make 1 or 2 sales, which I'm not against doing, there are a couple of players that I'm not against selling. One is Ben Osborne at left wing back, who starts this game, and also Rivera Morrison, who's starting this game as well due to his low return. Hasn't got a goal or an assist this year in the Premier League match he's played, and he's normally, you know, quite often in our starting 11, if not at least on the bench. But either way, I doubt we'll make any signings in January unless it's 1 or 2 pre-contracts for next year. Anyway, second and final game of today's episode, and we will take on Cardiff City here, the Championship side, coming to take us on at Bramwell Lane. No Jason in their starting 11 for those curious, and taking on the Bluebirds here, was my Football Manager 2019 side. We started this game off really well, and you would have seen by the lineup too, despite it being an FA Cup game in the third round against Championship side. Cardiff right now in form in the Championship. They're playing really well and looking to get themselves promoted to the Premier League. So I picked a really strong lineup for it, taking no chances whatsoever. But Neil Etheridge, the Philippines #1 for Cardiff City, was having an absolute stormer. in the first 20 minutes. He made 3 incredible saves in quarter of an hour, one of which resulted in a double save for Cardiff. He was making fantastic saves. Ivan Toney frustrated up top, and then Cardiff would take the lead completely against the run of play. Ardero smashed it in at the near post, and the Bluebirds, who were in form in the Championship, and of course with us losing last weekend to Liverpool, a few days ago to Liverpool, you know, they were sensing a cup set, and as things stand, we're going to pull it off. But in the 32nd minute, we would win ourselves a penalty. John Fleck taken down by Medina inside the area. Definite spot kick. I wasn't feeling confident. Anyone that saw the penalty shootout against Middlesbrough will know why. Callum Robinson took it, and I've got to be honest here, Neil Etheridge made 3 great saves in the first quarter of an hour. That's the easiest one of the lot. That was an atrocious penalty, and I'm not sure I'm going to score too many penalties this year in this year's FIFA, because I am struggling big time, man. I read some of your tips in that penalty shootout, and I did have a go at trying to just place that one instead of blast it. That was awful. It was terrible. But in the 35th minute, we got ourselves a bit of luck for the first time this season, it seems. We had so many bits of bad luck this year with injury problems, and of course the goals we conceded as well. So many rebound goals too, and unlucky moments. This was never a penalty. Bennett tugged the shirt of Callum Robinson, but it was never enough to bring him down. But a spot kick given, Robinson missed the first one, so of course I was going to give it to Ivan Toney, the shocker. First start since his injury, and I thought, sod this, I'm going to blast it. And how about that for a penalty from Ivan Toney? We know he's the shocker. He shocked me on the sidelines. What a strike. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm proud I scored a penalty, honestly. I find them so difficult in this year's FIFA to put the ball in from 12 yards, but this penalty, I thought, sod the placing, I'm just going to smash it. And how about that? Drills it into the bottom corner. Etheridge goes the right way, but his full stretch, he can't get anywhere near it. That is right in the bottom corner. That is power and placement from Ivan Toney, and we're back on level terms, albeit very fortunately. It was never a penalty. 2 penalties in 5 minutes. I don't think we had one all season long last year, but either way, 1-1, and back on level terms again with a very lucky, helpful decision from the referee. But in the 65th minute, Ivan Toney showed off his full repertoire. Wonderful touch to beat his man, find a bit of space. What a ball over the top, and Robinson might miss from 12 yards and a dead ball situation, but not from open play. Gets into the area, takes his time, stops, settles himself, and then smashed it past Etheridge to make it 2-1. The turnaround is complete. Toney with a goal and an assist on his first start since that 2-month injury. He's back, baby. Sheffield United 2, Cardiff City 1, and in the 70th minute, he could have got his second goal of the game, and he should have done, but instead, once again, you have to give the credit to Neil Etheridge. He single-handedly kept Cardiff in this game all throughout the match, but thankfully, we held on for the win. We complete the turnaround. We deserved the win as well, despite the lucky penalty decision for the second one. 2-1 the final score. We march into the FA Cup 4th round, but of course, man of the match goes to Neil Etheridge. The saves in this game, he was on absolute flames. But either way, through to the 4th round. Last year we had Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge, and we beat them by 3-0 in our best win of the series. Possible repeater last year? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But that was today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all, and don't forget 1,000 likes, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode later on today.